Hi, my name is Craig Wilkinson, founder and CEO of Father a Nation. It's a non-profit organization aimed at restoring and equipping and inspiring men to be good men, good mentors, role models, fathers. We believe that if we can heal men, we can heal the world. If we can heal and restore men to be good men, we can heal society, families, and by extension, our nation. No man is born an abuser. No boy comes out of his mother's womb with his DNA wired to abuse, to be prejudiced, racist, misogynistic. These things happen. Something goes wrong on the journey from boy to man. And we need to examine what is the cause. Why do men abuse? It's not in our DNA. We're not designed to do that. Masculine strength is given for one reason, and that is to serve and to love and to protect. Wired into man is the desire to protect. How does it go so wrong? What goes wrong that makes a man who's got the sacred trust of strength? What goes wrong in his psyche to make him actually become an abuser? To really truly address gender-based violence, we need to look at the reasons why it happens. There's never, ever an excuse. My t-shirt says here, no excuse. Excuses are very different from reasons. Reasons help us to understand why something happens. An excuse is something that justifies it. There's never, ever any justification. But there are reasons, and we can only really address gender-based violence if we get to the bottom of why do men abuse. So much of the work being done to address gender-based violence focuses on creating awareness. And that's good. Awareness is good, but it's not enough. Unless we understand why it's happening and put in place actions that address the real reasons, we're not going to solve gender-based violence. True masculinity is a beautiful gift to the world. True masculinity loves, it serves, it honors, it protects, it provides. It uses its strength and whatever power it has only for good. It never ever fails to use its strength when it should step up and stand up. And it never ever misuses its strength. I believe there are 4 reasons why men abuse. 4 reasons. Never excuses, but reasons. The first one, the most important one, is damaged and wounded masculinity. Very few men arrive at adulthood perfectly fathered, perfectly mothered, and perfectly raised by society. There's a woundedness in the masculine soul. Every man needs to know that he's got what it takes. He's got what it takes to fight the battles that the world will throw at him. He's got what it takes to win the heart of the beauty and to love and to be faithful and committed. Every man needs to know that he's got what it takes to do whatever's necessary from him for his loved ones. And so few men grow up with this understanding that I do have what it takes. A lot of men grow up and they have a sense of inadequacy, a sense of I'm not enough. I've never been validated. Who I am is not good enough. I'm not tall enough, strong enough, cool enough, fast enough. And this breeds the sense of wanting to prove and assert myself as a man. And that leads to the second part of the reasons why men abuse, is false notions of what it means to be a man. We live in a world that gives so many wrong concepts about masculinity. We hear the 4 big lies of masculinity: sex, power, money, and big boys don't cry. These are the lies we all grew up with. The more power I have, the more of a man I am. In fact, if I don't have any power physically or monetarily, I'm not a man. What an incredible lie. Some of the greatest men we've ever seen live have been poor men, not much physical strength, but they have a moral character. So we grew up with these lies. 4th lie, big boys don't cry. We grew up with the inability to be vulnerable. We're taught as young boys, don't cry, don't be vulnerable. And so what do we do as men is we bottle up our emotions. We store our emotions in a very hard casing in our heart, and we're incapable of expressing emotions, of feeling emotions. And what happens? 4 times more men commit suicide than women. Men are far more destructive than women. We destroy ourselves through drinking and excess of all kinds of things, and we destroy others. South Africa has a rate of femicide which is 5 times higher than that of the average of the rest of the world. Men abuse. Why? False ideas of what it means to be a man and a wounded sense of masculinity. The third reason men abuse is they have a false notion of the value of women. So often we grow up in a society, and society tells us that as a man, you need to lead. As a man, you can never wash dishes. As a man, you play this role, and a woman plays that role. And we're not equal. A woman is there to serve. I've been in conversations where I've heard men saying, you know, I had to discipline my wife. And it's a total freak out. How can one human being discipline another human being? It's just not how things are supposed to be. Men and women are equal. Stunningly different, but equal, worthy of equal respect, worthy of equal opportunity. And unless we know this, unless we work together as man and woman to co-create our future, we're going to be in trouble. I heard once a young man, I was speaking at a university, and he put up his hand and he said, "Sir, would you pay for milk that comes from a cow that you own?" What a distorted notion, a distorted notion. So often we misuse religion, we misuse culture, we misuse tradition to justify our abuse of other people. We say in a Christian text, women should submit to their husbands. We misquote, we misunderstand that to justify domination. Lobola is not about ownership. It's about a display of responsibility. It's a display of respect. We misuse it to say, I own that woman. No human being ever owns another human being. No human being ever has the right to dominate, to take what's not theirs. So this third reason why men abuse is just a false notion and understanding, a misunderstanding about the value of women as equal partners with us and co-creators of a beautiful future. One of the key and fundamental issues in us overcoming gender-based violence, and any kind of ism for that matter, is to understand that we are first and foremost human beings. Before I'm a man, I'm a human being. Before someone is a woman, they're a human being. Before I'm a Christian, a white man, a South African, or whatever I happen to be, I'm a human being. And that's my primary value, and that's the most important thing that makes me a valuable human being. And every single person on the face of the planet shares our humanity, shares that equal status of being a human being. We have beautiful flavors of humanity. Flavors might be gender, sexual orientation, religion, whatever else they might be. But those are secondary to our primary identity as human beings. And as soon as we learn to do that, to respect ourselves and respect everyone else as an equally valuable human being, that's when we can begin to overcome some of these scourges that we face.